Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. US President Joe Biden has raised the issue of human rights abuses in Xinjiang during his first call with Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping. Mr. Biden also pressed Mr. Xi on trade, the clampdown in Hong Kong, and ongoing tensions with Taiwan. According to Chinese state television, Mr. Xi warned Mr. Biden bad relations would be a disaster for both countries. Tensions have soared in recent times over trade, espionage, and the pandemic. The China-US relationship is crucial to both sides and the wider world, with Beijing repeatedly calling on the new administration in Washington to improve relations which had deteriorated under Donald Trump. Joe Biden has also approved an executive order to impose sanctions on the leaders of Myanmar's coup.
Aung San Suu Kyi.
The measures will be focused on military leaders, their family members, and businesses linked to them. Steps are also being taken to block access by the military to $1 billion of government funds held in the US. The sanctions come as a woman who was shot in the head during protests against the coup fights for her life in a hospital in the capital, Naypyidaw. Shirtless bodybuilders, ukuleles, and ethnic minorities marching in traditional costume were just a few of the many colourful protests in Myanmar's largest city of Yangon on Thursday, as demonstrations against the military coup continued for a 6th consecutive day.
Last week, the United States helped bring together the UN Security Council, which issued a strong statement in support of Burmese democracy. And this week, we will use our renewed engagement on the Human Rights Council to strengthen the world's commitment to human rights in Burma.
The head of the Tokyo Olympics Organising Committee is set to resign after he was criticised for making inappropriate remarks about women. Yoshiro Mori was quoted as saying women talk too much and that the meetings with many female board directors would take a lot of time. The remarks sparked protests and criticism, and Mr. Mori apologised at the time but said he would not resign. However, pressure on him to step down has been increasing ever since. The former Japanese Prime Minister is expected to resign at a special committee meeting on Friday. India and China are to pull back troops from part of the disputed Himalayan border in what's seen as a breakthrough following a deadly clash in June. India's defence minister said the move to withdraw troops in Ladakh was the result of sustained talks between the nuclear-armed neighbours. His remarks came a day after a similar announcement from China. Tensions have been high since the clash that left 20 Indian soldiers dead and a number of reported Chinese fatalities. Human Rights Watch has accused the Ethiopian military of indiscriminately shelling urban centres during the conflict in the northern region of Tigray last November. The US-based group said the attacks violated the laws of war and urged the government to investigate. The government has not immediately reacted to the accusations, but has previously defended the conduct of its forces. Homes, schools, hospitals and marketplaces were not spared when artillery was fired indiscriminately towards Tigray's towns and cities, according to the report. Instagram has removed the account of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for making false claims about coronavirus and vaccines. The nephew of the late President John F. Kennedy has had his account permanently taken down for repeatedly sharing debunked claims. His Facebook account remains active despite similar claims posted there. These have included linking the death of legendary baseball player Hank Aaron to the COVID-19 vaccine. Facebook has vowed to remove false claims about COVID-19 vaccines to prevent imminent physical harm. And finally, say goodbye to the year of the rat and hello to the year of the ox. Many scenic spots across China are decorated with colourful illuminations and beautiful red lanterns, a symbol of good luck and expression of best wishes during the Spring Festival. The upcoming festival, also known as Chinese Lunar New Year, falls on Friday this year. Though the occasion is meant to be spent with family and friends, the ongoing coronavirus pandemic means that celebrations will look very different this year for the 1.5 billion people who observe the occasion. To celebrate, Chinese people hang up festive lanterns to express their best wishes for the coming year. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.